Hello, how you doing? You see the title, you know what we're doing. Might be a while before I release this, but we're doing endwalker side quests. Pictomancer, so I can level up my job for the role quests. And yeah, here we go. Hello friend, are you new to Charlene? You have that look about you. I thought as much. Oh, I'm not bothering you, am I? I so rarely meet travelers from beyond our shores and couldn't pass up an opportunity to broaden my horizons. Can I assume a visitor such as yourself is eager to do the same? If you've an interest in learning about the city's history, for example, then I know the perfect person to give you an impromptu lesson. Head on over to Scholar's Harbor and keep an eye out for a black-haired rogue Degian. That would be my brother. He'll know the tale of any pillar and statue you care to point out and would be more than happy to share it with you. Oh, I thought that was the point. Whoops. Oh, you're so far away. Yes, was there something I might help you with? Ah, my dear sister, you say. Well, she did indeed send you to the right man. For who better to teach you about Charlene's history than a studium, certified history professor? Here, take my spyglass. Go on, take it. No time like the present to learn about the past. We shall begin your education with Divine Thalic, the scholar himself. Mythology tells us that Thalic bore a magic pitcher from which poured forth the waters of knowledge. See how the water is drawn up from the canals and cascades endlessly into the sea? As well as recreating the divine water from the tell, it also symbolizes the wisdom which rises from our city and flows out into the world. If you would like to learn more about the mechanism by which it works, the stonemasons who built it left records of their struggle in the archives of Nolman, a rather challenging construction by all accounts. This statue is a representation of Thalic, one of the 12 divinities of Eorzea, and guardian deity of Charleon. As the god of knowledge, he rules over rivers of wisdom. There was once a system of governance in Charleon known as Ecclesia a great gathering at which each citizen was given a voice in decisions affecting the nation's future. And it was during one such forum wherein the people voted to elect Thalic as our patron. It was not piety which drove this choice, but rather a natural progression of our principles and creeds. We Charlians have, after all, always devoted ourselves to the purest of pursuit of knowledge. If you learned your history, you'll know that the Sixth Umbral era brought a catastrophic flood to the lands of Eorzea. Yet when all seemed lost, the 12 Archons rose up and saved multitudes from a terrible fate. Of those 12, it was Archon Neokipfumph who brought our ancestors here in his ark, and together they founded what was to become the great nation of Sharlayan. The beach at the foot of Phalic's statue is the very spot whose first Sharlayans made land. I imagine how they must have felt on that day, some 1600 years ago. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed your introduction to Sharlayan historical agriculture. If we are to do justice to the towering Thalic, however, there is one last snippet of knowledge that we simply cannot overlook. Come along, to the foot of the statue. Pray direct your attention to yon doors. Behind them, nestled within the statue itself, is a chamber known as the Pathless Way. Those who have acquired mastery over specialized disciplines, or whose deeds have led to significant advances in their chosen field, are invited to enter said chamber and receive the title of Archon. We place great value on the pursuit of knowledge, and thus the Archons are held in especially high regard. As the embodiment of our ideals, they are permitted to browse the forbidden archives and have ever stood at the center of our nation's greatest achievements. Now, as for the most secret and sacred ceremony which awards them their title, I am afraid that even I am not privy to the particulars. You will forgive me my ignorance on the subject, I hope. A scholar and a gentlewoman. And thus concludes the lesson. Should you happen to return by the same route, pray convey my warmest regards to Vasquez. Ah, you've come back from your hearing one of my brother's lectures, haven't you? That's another look I'm quite familiar with. His breadth of historical knowledge is extensive, sufficient to earn him the title of Archon, he hopes. The problem is, if his contributions to the field are to be officially acknowledged, he must have written recommendations from high-ranking professors. For in these tumultuous times, such ceremonial concerns have been pushed to one side. And so he idles away his spare moments at the harbor now, just gazing out at the ocean. I thought of having an eager student might relight his spark, which is why I jumped at the chance to speak with you. I must apologize for not being more honest with my intentions. Please accept this gift for your troubles and allow me to welcome you once more to Charlian. First we were told the world was ending, and now it seems that all is well. Either scenario is beyond the scope of my imagination, but I will say one thing. Those who risk their lives to save us deserve all the gratitude and more. Cool outfit. A literary delivery. Are you one of those adventuring types I've heard so much about? Oh, but this is perfect. I just happen to have an errand of the kind that adventurers love, or so I'm told. I'm holding on to some volumes my customers ordered in, but instead of coming to pick them up, they've all decided that they want their goods delivered, so I find myself in need of a delivery dirge, or person. Might that person be you? Huzzah! Let me give you the details then. In all, there are 3 books on the delivery docket. The first, Ishgardian Astrology, a comprehensive theory, should be handed to the servant at Albright Manor. The white yonder is for a certain talkative book lover who you'll know by the constant stream of chatter, and the last narrow road through the deep grass goes to one of the toughest, most unflappable gleaners I have ever met. I'll just mark their locations on this handy map like so. The books are bought and paid for, no need to collect any coin, but do return to me for your own reward. If you just throw the books at the harbor, I will find out. Not that I think you would. I'm watching you. Oh. Welcome to Albright Manor. Do you have an appointment? Ah, yes, one copy of Ishgardian Astrology, a comprehensive theory, just as his lordship requested. I must confess to some confusion, however. What interest would his lordship, an esteemed practitioner of Charlian astrology, have in such an outdated Ishgardian discipline? Not that I am in any position to question his lordship's reading habits, of course. On your way, then. something I can help you with? Ah, is that my book? Good, I need it for my journey. I usually don't have a great deal of time for reading, but as I'm leaving for Orthard on requisition duty, I wanted to do some research on Far Eastern cultures. I know little of the peoples of Azam Steppe. It says here that there are 51 distinct Zala tribes, each with their own customs and tradition. The Botka, for example, are exclusively male, and are known for kidnapping male outsiders to replenish their lost numbers. Is that accurate? I'll need to tread carefully, it seems. Thank you for the timely delivery. Please tell me you bought my new book. I've been waiting for what feels like ages for the latest shipment to arrive. Yes, finally. Did you know The White Yonder was written by a lad of 14 years? I myself question how reliable such a work could possibly be, but a Far Eastern colleague with whom I've been exchanging correspondence says he absolutely swears by it. It describes the wonders of the Abalithian Sea of Clouds in exquisite detail, and is, by all accounts, a roaring good read. The bit about the flighting Passais is said to be an especially entertaining episode. Well, I should let you return to your deliveries and whatnot. Thank you kindly for putting this long-awaited treat into my ever so grateful hands. God, I had a room here. All safely delivered? Ha, of course they were. My shop is well known for carrying publications not only from Charlian authors, but from all manner of foreign chroniclers and tale-tellers, meaning every time a new shipment comes in, I'm faced with an avalanche of work. I would have been buried alive without your assistance today, so here's a little something to show my gratitude. Go on, you've earned it. Hmm. Just relaxing. Oh, I see. I did not know about this quest. Ah, you're with the students of Belson, aren't you? Please, I need your help. As you may recall, some cute, chatty little rabbits were out here with your people the other day. Well, one of them, a fellow named Puddingway, later came asking for, pudding. Unfortunately, he didn't have the money for it. Instead of paying, the boss suggested having him help around the place. The problem is, he doesn't seem to understand how things work. It must be very different from where they come from. Anyway, if you have a moment, do you think you could accompany Puddingway on his errand? It's nothing complicated, just collecting the items on the list. While I can't offer much, there'll be a little something in it for your troubles. Didn't think I'd be talking to Puddingway again. Oh, if it isn't Yo, you come at a perfect time to lend an ear to my woes. Ever since Oriange told me about it, it has been my dream to taste the pudding of this star. Alas, that dream has been dashed. My quest for gastronomic pleasure thwarted, and by what? Something silly called Gil. I had heard about this Gil before coming here, but who would have thought I'd need it to eat pudding? And so my heart's desire must forever go unfulfilled. Truly, I get to eat pudding, and all I need to do is fetch these things with you. I'll do it. For the love of Heidelin, I'll do it. That's a metal mold, some Delmont Fellows cookbook, and a bottle of yellow milk that we need. Yes, let's hop to it. You want to review what we need? Then the list. Yeah, me and Puddingway. Ganakuma Dash. From the last stand, are you? I heard they'd be sending someone. Here's the Yako milk. Thank you. I can't wait for it to become delicious pudding. Ah, so that's what it's for. The milk's freshly squeezed, so I dare say it'll make a fine treat. What can I help you and your little bunny friend with? We need a metal mold, something suitable for making of delicious pudding. Do you have any? I do, as a matter of fact. This is the last stand, I take it. I'll go ahead and put it on your account. Thank you for your custom. I think this is the cookbook we're looking for. The note says it's already checked out for us, so all we need to do is grab it and bring it back. How did it go? Were you able to obtain everything? Wonderful. I'll set about making pudding at once. Not just any pudding either, but the famous rainbow pudding born of the brilliant culinary mind of the legendary master Delmont. This little one has wanted to try pudding so badly, it's only right that we serve him the very best. As for your good self, this isn't much, but please accept this as payment for your troubles. At long last, the pudding of this star. I can already taste it, so much better than Urianje's lackluster offerings. Thank you ever so much. Because of you, not only do I get to eat my pudding, I've learned a thing or two about their making to boot. As surely as my name is Puddingway, I'll endeavor to learn as much about this toothsome treat as I can. Hey. Nice. Welcome, what will you be having today? Oh, it's you, yo. As it happens, Alize also came by recently. Busy as she is, she wanted to let me know that she patched things up with her father. I'm truly happy for her. But speaking of busy, we're quite short on hands this shift. As much as I'd hate to bother you, could you deliver an order for me? It's a pair of salad sandwiches for an elderly gentleman at Oak's Landing. He's a Lalafell with a distinguished air, so you can't miss him. My thanks in advance. Oh, you're one of the Scions, are you not? Yo, I believe. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Now, what might I do for you? Ah, the sandwiches. How very kind of you to bring them. The last stand serves up many scrumptious dishes, but their sandwiches have always been my favorite. My son, meanwhile, was partial to their pretzels. When I was young, I attended the studium. Louis Suave was a classmate of mine, a kindred spirit of the study of magic, and we aspired each other to greater heights. After I completed my studies, I continued conducting research and eventually became a professor. I married and had a family, settled down. Such a life wasn't for Louis Suave, who was on the road more often than not. My son grew to admire him and went to become his pupil and earn his Archon's mark. To see him set forth to fight for Eorzea besides Louis Suave filled me with pride, yet so too did I worry as any parent would. In the end, he gave his life for the cause, so strongly did he believe in it. You're his father, okay. And having now seen his comrades fighting tirelessly to protect our star, I have come to understand whence came his conviction. Ah, but listen to me blathering on. I know you are a busy woman, so I shall let you go. Thank you, not only for the sandwiches, but for standing with my son to the last. Holy shit. Way to hit me in the gut. Alright. Ah, you're back. Did you have a chat with the customer? Wonderful. The gentleman's a regular of ours, you see. When he heard that the science had come to Charlene, he was beside himself with excitement. He dearly wanted to meet you, but wasn't sure how to go about it. So when you appeared when you did, well, I thought I'd make it happen. I appreciate you going along with it. By way of thanks, here's a little something on the house. Enjoy. Praise be our hero and savior. When Mistress Alze first came in with you at her side, I had no idea I was in the presence of such an august champion. Level 80. Okay. If I ask you for help, you'll help me, won't you? You will? Good, because I'm having a problem with the runaway doll. It ran away? That's right, all I did was lend him a little ether, and he hopped up and dashed off toward down the street. Mama and Papa bought him for me as a special gift. Now I've gone and lost him. They'll be furious with me for losing my toy. I kept asking for, so please, you have to help me find him. Okay, I'll hurry home to see if he went there. and you can search the rest of the city. Oh, he's a yellow carbuncle doll, by the way, and I think he was headed north. Anyway, meet me back here when you have him. Or, you just give up. You find a yellow carbuncle doll. Lifelike, expressionless aside, it appears to be otherwise motionless. Return to Journey's End and deliver him to the mischievous Makote. Ah, he wasn't there. I don't think I'll ever see him again. Ah, you found him, just like Big Mooney would have. Oh, that's what I call the neighbor who used to play with me. She was so tall and smart, and always so nice. Oh. She'd tell me stories about her friend, a powerful wizard who could summon his very own carbuncle companion. That's why I wanted one for myself. I have to learn how to move him around better, though, so that when Mooney comes back, she can see how hard I've been practicing my magics. This is for you. Papa says that when someone helps you, you have to show your gratitude, so thanks for finding my carbuncle. Bye. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay, so I gotta wait till level 82. Unless it's jewelry. But gear, I'm good. Got it. Ah, my Lady O, what good fortune that you should grace us now. We are planting flowers, if you would perchance care to join us. 'Tis part of Lady Amelian's efforts to beautify our fair city, you see, which in turn is part of her wider civic contributions. Were you to help with the plant or two, my mistress would surely be delighted. Marvelous, marvelous. Though the world has become an uncertain place, it is in such times most of all that people have need of cheer. Would you not agree? With that settled, permit me to furnish you with some bulbs. As you go about planting them, you may notice other helpers here and there. Do feel free to have a chat with them. Come back for that. Wait, you're her. Can't wait to see the flowers. Wait for the flowers to bloom. Begging your pardon, but you're Yo's son, yes? I've heard all about you. Saying that we're all family, Lady Melian shares the contents of her children's letters, you see, and how they write you. I've never had the pleasure before, but this feels like meeting an old friend. To only not meet you at last, but have you plant flowers besides us, it's truly an honor. On behalf of my fellow servants, allow me to thank you for being such a great friend to Master Alphinaud and Mistress Salazar. Thank you for being... Planting flowers for Amelians too, are you? I know you. You're one of the Scions of the Seven Dawn, are you not? I have seen you at Beltsun Annex. Well now, what a great honor it is to meet you. We're students at the Studium, you see, and the Levinier twins were our seniors. And that despite being years younger than everyone, to be admitted at the tender age of 11, they're prodigies of the rarest sort. Their thesis, their graduation thesis and deeds in the world are an inspiration to us all, and to meet one of their legendary comrades in the flesh, it's moving beyond words. We often hear tales about the Scions, like your fellows. We hope to leave our little island one day and do great things. When that day comes, perhaps we'll see you again somewhere out there. Ah, finished planting the bulbs. Wonderful. In time, they will grow into beautiful Nemelia lilies as a symbol of safe travels. Upon learning of this in her children's letters, Lady Amelians took to planting the lilies in the hope that no harm would befall them and their beloved comrades. We humble servants share in that hope. Wherever your path may take you, know that you are ever in our thoughts. You spy an ash-covered envelope on the ground. Upon closer inspection, you realize that the ash spells out a message. To the kind soul who finds this message, pray deliver this letter to the unassuming occult scholar can usually be found sequestered in a quiet corner of the confluence. Many thanks. Shit. Yes, were you looking for me? I spend too much time in this corner of the confluence as someone I've never met knows to find me here. A letter, if you don't mind me asking, can you tell me where you found this? Of course, I see. The place where you chanced upon this is one of dubious prominence. Students are confined there as punishment for great calicrant behavior. I believe I recognize the hand which penned this message. The student is an acquaintance of mine, although that might be a rather generous term. Several days ago he was confined there for concocting an explosive alchemical compound and using it to surprise his teachers. His little stunt ended with half the garden and teachers' quarters in ashes, and it seems he put more effort into writing a message in this would-be courier than to his letter's recipient. Bring me food and a candle. I see. That boorish lout, it serves him right being locked up in that room. As you can doubtless surmise, our relationship is somewhat strained, and I apologize for making you party to it, but what's done is done, and now I would ask you a favor of you myself. Could you procure a candle from Tom Wub at the Agora? I shall prepare the food this full as requested, much as I would rather not. When you are done, pray meet me at the spot where you found the letter. I didn't even know this building was here. Hey. A candle, you say? Why, of course. Here, take this. Please inform the requesting student that they can pay at their leisure. I know they're good for it. There you are. Were you able to acquire the candle? Yes, this shall do. Once again, I must apologize for sending you to and fro, but the sooner this matter is concluded, the better off we both shall be. I suppose since you are from a foreign land, you are unaware of what this candle represents. There is a reason that scoundrel requested a candle of this type. Long ago, one of the students confined within these rooms spent his days unraveling some of the most troublesome mathematical problems of the time. With nothing to distract his attention, he was quite successful. He wrote the equations on his wall with the blackened ends of his spent candles. When the professors saw what he had done, well, they were too impressed to be angry. Doubtless that idiot means to make his own mark, as many delinquent students have attempted to since. The professor will turn a blind eye to his vandalism, to be sure. They would not let rules impede discovery. Any road, I will deliver these to him. Perhaps some good can come of his selfish requests. Here, take this for your troubles. I pray there are no more. Okay. You have seen this creature before, and your memories of it are not pleasant. By the looks of you, you are more inclined to adventuring than the average person. Yes, apologies for the imposition, but could you tell me if you've come across a creature such as the one before me on your journeys? Oh my, there it goes. I had no idea it could move so quickly. Apologies for giving her a fright. That thing was recently delivered to the door of my professor, although the reason why yet eludes us. Perhaps one of the gleaners sent it to us, thinking it would make us suitable research subject. I'd never seen the likes of it, but it made an awful mess of our facilities. I'd hoped the fresh air might calm it down, but that's a beaver, and it'll grow quickly. A beaver? I've never heard of such an animal. Must be a rare specimen indeed. And I let it escape? If word of my oversight gets out, my professor will tan my hide. I may even be forced to delay my studies by a whole year. I must find that creature at once. We need to cover as much ground as possible. Could you aid me in finding it before this day becomes a catastrophe? Thank you, my friend, thank you. Well then, it appears to have run off towards Archon's design. I wish you good luck in the search. This seems to be the creature you were looking for. When you attempt to pick it up, it squeals harshly, but it seems more than willing to follow behind you. You see. Oh, there you are. You found the creature. Strange, so did I. Oh. Hmm. Could have sworn there was only one in the crate. Perhaps I was mistaken. Well, what harm could another do? All the more for us to study. I had very nearly feared I would be a lowly student for yet another year. The outside world calls for my genius, and thanks to you, I shall have it. Oh, look at the time. Okay, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you for watching. As always, I hope you have a good day or night. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.